Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 25 of the podcast where we talk all things film and television in real time. My name is Ryan, and I work in the film and television industry as a set designer.
And I am Noah, a sports broadcaster. Today we're talking about The Boys finale coming up. We're talking about final thoughts on Mando and Grogu that's coming out this weekend. The Batman 2, we got some updates, we got some tweets, and most importantly, we have a very special guest this week. You want to introduce yourself, or Ryan, you want to introduce him?
Well, I was going to say, I'm seeing double here. Not sure which one's Noah and which one's Aaron.
Definitely not Noah.
I think the handsomer one is Aaron for sure.
I think he's onto something.
Okay.
And also, I do have to note that, Noah's been doing this podcast for, 25 episodes, and not once has he had a background. Aaron, episode 1, he has Star Wars in the background, all these movies. I mean, come on, outclassing his brother.
Christopher Nolan.
Aaron, introduce yourself, dude.
Hi, world. I'm the very, very special VIP luxurious guest. I am actually getting over a cold, but I am Noah's younger brother. I just graduated with my master's degree with a film degree, and that was actually a week ago yesterday. And I am ready to enter the industry, and I want to be a cinematographer. I love working behind the camera. It's my passion. It's what I'm meant to do. And most importantly, I'm excited to be here.
He's already better than you.
All right. Well, he wins on the background. I had Mace though, and don't say it's yours. We know it's yours.
It was mine.
Mace is over there. Should I get Mace just to try to compete?
No.
There's no competing. You're just going to embarrass yourself further.
All right, fine. Yeah, good background.
Well,
Thanks.
Aaron, I speak for me and Noah that we're very excited for what's going to come for you.
Thank you.
And yeah, I'm excited selfishly to have you a part of my world, film and television world and the industry. So, yeah, it's thrilling. I'm really pumped. Congratulations.
Thank you. And I can't wait to enter your world and hopefully work with you one day.
Yes. Noah, do you have any congrats to give your brother?
Of course, congrats. Proud of you. 3+1 at Quinnipiac, so welcome to the club. And it is very exciting entering a business like it's a passion-driven industry. I think that's something all three of us have in common for sure. When it comes to going for the untraditional, like it's not like you say need someone who works on film and TV sets out on the street, right? Like there are traditional jobs like I work in finance, I work at that bank, yada yada, and it's not so often that you find someone who works in the sports industry or the film and TV industry. So I think it's really cool to follow that passion. Ryan and I have done that over the past few years, and Aaron, we're definitely excited to see what comes next for you.
Thank you. That was Oh, you go.
No, please you.
I was just gonna say that was a lot nicer than what you texted me when I graduated. All he texted me was good job not falling on the stage. That's all he texted.
No.
Well, what if he fell?
Noah, I did notice that Aaron got more because Noah likes to compare likes and comments with Aaron on who gets more likes on things. Aaron got more comments on his graduation post than you got on your graduation post. I even checked.
That's right.
Just telling you.
That was before I made all my Gastonia friends, though. So
Well, Aaron's gonna make a lot of friends. He's just starting, so we'll recompare in a few years.
That's true.
Anyway. Yeah, let's talk about movies. That's why we're here. And I have seen some really good movies lately. Do you have something to say quickly first?
Well, I was going to say, if we want viewers to know our guest, do we want to do like an Aaron give us top 4 on Letterboxd or something real quick? Maybe.
Aaron, what's your top 4 on Letterboxd? Let's hear it.
So I have to update it. But right now it is The Dark Knight, The Departed, Naked Gun, the OG Naked Gun, and 2001: A Space Odyssey. But I think it's really good. But for something speaks to me that I Noah doesn't love this movie, but for me, one of the most underrated movies ever made is Sicario, 2015. Denis Villeneuve. It's like one of his least, I feel like, talked about movies. But for me, because obviously I want to be a cinematographer, and I think that's it might be my favorite cinematography of all time. The way that Roger Deakins does it, he's obviously the best to ever do it. And I just absolutely love everything about that movie and the way that it's like a puzzle piece together. But that's it's not. It may be number five. It may be my number five.
I like Sicario. I don't think it's as high, even on my Denis rankings.
Nobody, no, I'm alone on this. I know
And if
that.
I was to rank Denis cinematography in his movies, it wouldn't be at the top either.
Well, it's not. It's not okay. I misspoke. It's not Deakins' best work. I think, other than the two movies that he won Oscars for, it's his best work.
Okay. Okay. Well, it is a great movie. So, and look, that's the awesome thing about film. Like it's subjective. Like is one thing that someone loves. And these are good movies, especially what you have right now in your four. But if you love Sicario, it's good to have one that you have in your four favorites that most people don't relate to. I think that's fun. You know what I mean? Like it has a special place in your heart, and that's exciting.
Yeah. What's yours again?
My four favorites.
Yeah.
Got Gladiator. I
Mhm.
got Interstellar, like every other bro in the world. Um, I got I know what my four. Oh, A New Hope, and
Okay.
then
Yeah.
Die Hard. So people are like, "Why do you have Die Hard in your four favorites?" And it's like it just has that sentimental feeling for me. Like I remember that was the first action movie I watched as a kid, like with my dad, and so that's like
Nothing wrong
one
with
thing that people are like, "Why is Die Hard in your four favorites?" It's like there's
nothing against any of those four movies. They're all amazing.
I don't
yeah.
get how you get asked about Die Hard. That's such a
Yeah,
great.
Die Hard to me is like the perfect action movie.
People are like, "Why do you have Die Hard in your four favorites?" I was like, "Seriously?"
Who are these people?
No, people
I
say this to me.
I think sometimes people like to overthink and they're like, "Oh, you work in the film industry, you should have all artsy, underrated, overlooked indie films." But sometimes you just love a good movie, and Die Hard's just an awesome movie. You can't skip any moment. It's so memorable.
Totally, I agree. And like you said, like I do think that is something with the film industry that people do not like on surface. Some people like were like, "Oh, you should have After Sun and Past Lives, whatever it is, in your four favorites." And those are great movies. Don't get me wrong, but everyone likes different stuff, and that's just not my style. That would be considered a four favorite movie for me. So I want to put it there. You got to be authentic. That's the number one thing. You got to be authentic in what you believe. So if you believe Sicario is your four favorite, which again, not shitting on Sicario, Sicario's good, then yeah,
Aaron, I
I'm
gotta say, I've spoken with you about movies almost every day for the last, what, like 15 years probably. And I am so surprised that you have Naked Gun in your top four. Like I know you like it. I know I'm just shocked. I love Naked Gun. I'm obsessed with it. I'm very, very surprised.
It's in there because I wanted to kind of diversify it, like throw a comedy in there, and I think it's probably my favorite comedy. Obviously, Airplane is close as well. But that would be the one that I would take out for Sicario. There are other movies that are close, like Oppenheimer's up there for me. Like there are other movies. It's so tough to pick just four, obviously. But I just wanted to, I had the sci-fi with 2001. I had The Dark Knight, my favorite movie of all time. I had The Departed, like the Scorsese type movie. So I wanted like a comedy in there.
such good movies. The Departed's so good.
It's
Oh,
so
so good. Space.
Love
Have you seen 2001, Noah? No way.
I haven't. Aaron's tried to force me
well.
into it.
I'm not even trying to show it to him anymore because I know he's not gonna like it. It's not his thing.
Okay, yeah, and that's fine. Again, exactly what we're talking about. Everyone likes different stuff. Anyway, let's get to it. So I want to talk about a few movies I've seen this week, but maybe we'll start with Noah. Noah, I know you've seen a movie in theaters recently.
I certainly have. So I saw Michael. I got around to it because I had some free time toward the end of last week, and that's when I saw it. And I gotta say, Ryan, I think your spoiler-free review, or I guess we know Michael Jackson's story, but your review of the movie was kind of perfect because you say like exactly what you said. I felt during the movie where I was entertained. I am happy that I went to see it. There were a lot of Michael Jackson songs. It would have been hard for me not to enjoy that, right? But it didn't feel like a cohesive story at all. It like you said, it kind of just cut from event to event to event to like song to song to song. And then they even like I could tell they were thinking, oh, we can't get, like, where are we going to get the song ABC in there? Let's just throw it in this random scene when he's buying the monkey. So we see him, as a kid getting the monkey, and we're just going to play ABC randomly for no reason because we need to get every single Michael Jackson song in for the whole span from 68 to 1983. So in that 15-year span, every single Michael Jackson song that came out had to be in the movie. So it just seemed interesting in that regard. I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts. Also, like, he says a couple times that he wants to be the biggest star in the world. Or like somebody asks him, Miles Teller says, what do you want? And he was like, what do you think? And then he was like, you want to be the biggest star in the world? And he was like, yeah. And I didn't feel that at all. There are stories where you feel why a character would want this and the motivation and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't feel any way, shape, or form for like his motivation for wanting that, aside from his dad being very harsh on him growing up. Like, I felt for him in those scenes where he's getting beaten by his dad and all that kind of stuff. But I just, again, it wasn't like that deep aside from that. So again, entertained. I enjoyed it. I was jamming out to those Michael Jackson songs because they're Michael Jackson songs. They're the best ever. But it wasn't like and Jafar was amazing, by the way. But
Coleman.
And Coleman, he was very convincing as like the villain of the movie, which is what he was. But I didn't feel any like depth to the actual movie or any cohesive story.
Yeah, I 1,000% agree. Aaron, you haven't seen it, right?
I haven't seen it yet. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews, I guess is the word to use. Like, it kind of seems like most people that I've talked to line up with your guys' views. But I definitely have to check it out soon.
Yeah, the bottom line is just like, it has lingered a little, and I've liked it a little bit more in some ways the more I've thought about it because it was fun. And I remember being in, like, I'm looking back at the theater experience. It's like, I had a fun time. Like, I really did. One of the most fun times of the year because I liked the music and I liked the performances. But as a movie, is it the best movie? Probably not. And yeah, that's okay.
You know what else though? It was fun. I did feel like there were two different times, like two different songs. I know Bad at the end. I'm trying to think of the other one. Human Nature, Human Nature. So the Human Nature and Bad, when he was singing both of them, I thought it went on for too long, to be honest. I didn't think we needed like the whole 4-minute concert version during the movie. It felt like it dragged, especially at the end with Bad. It's like, all right, I thought it was just gonna close on a shot at him after the chorus or something, and nope, we're still going. So so I thought maybe it's just me. I didn't hear anybody else complain about this, but I just felt like it went on a little too long, and I would have rather the story part. But I don't know. But again, enjoyable.
I was good with it. I just liked it. I just had fun. And that one scene in the end, where spoilers, Aaron, you can close your kind of spoilers, but he really, as he's walking on stage, he really looks like Mike. Oh my!
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was just me in that moment. Who like I don't know if I just thought it was me, but I like whispered over to someone who I was with. I was like, "That is Michael Jackson." And then I hear everyone had the same visceral reaction to that one scene, which is like, yeah. Anyway, glad you enjoyed.
The very last point I'll make, I also think the scene where he was doing the Beat It dance video, when he was doing the snapping up, all that kind of stuff with the red jacket, that with no music in the background, that it didn't give me chills per se, but it was close to giving me chills. That was really good. That was to me more of a, oh my god, that seems like Michael Jackson on the screen to me. Like, that was pretty sick.
Yeah, he just embodied him so well, and he spent. I was thinking about this because he spent 2 years like practicing to be Michael before he even started the movie. You know what I mean? Before he even started rehearsing the movie. This is just to see if he would get the job. And like, this is not me discrediting his performance. It's incredible. This is more of a question. If you spend 2 years, right? Like, let's say I spend 2 years studying your mannerisms, Noah, and really trying to be Noah Epstein. Could I be pretty good at it? I don't know.
You'd be. I don't think you would be as good, and I don't think you'd be nearly as good as Jafar was playing Michael. Like, he got the voice down. Would you be able to master my voice? in
I
2 years.
I agree. I think Jafar is incredibly talented, and I think the answer is no. But it is, I don't know. I just something I've been thinking about. Maybe it's a silly
Yeah.
question.
No, no, no.
Aaron,
It's a thought invoking question. I mean, I I don't know. I really don't think even if I tried every single day for 2 years, maybe for 5 years, I think I'd be able to get some people's voices down pat, maybe. But like all the mannerisms, all the movements, all the especially someone like Michael Jackson. I don't know. I think it's
and the
I think
dedication to do that. The biggest thing is the dedication to do that. I mean, he dedicated himself to embody this guy for 2 whole years, you know?
yeah.
What were
But
you gonna
also a
say?
lot of kids growing up in the '70s try to embody Michael Jackson every single day.
I
Yeah.
also think that it might help being related. Um, I think that can definitely come with it. You know, you grew up around this stuff, very close to it, and everything like that. So maybe it would make more sense if I spent 2 years trying to be Noah through mannerism. I think give me 10 days tops and I can do it. But that's just me.
Well, we
Yeah.
already have the same mannerisms, basically.
Yeah, but historically you pick the lip and you go what?
No, that
And
was back in high school days. That was high
I said
school.
historically. I said historically.
Aaron's so funny. Um, anyway, Jafar is awesome. Anyway, I saw, I'll start with this. I saw The Sheep Detectives yesterday. I'll keep it brief. It's really fun. It's like a fun, cute movie I mean, I watched the trailer like a few months ago with my boss, and she like loves that type of stuff, and she was like, "This looks so good," and I was like, "This does not look good." I was thinking in my head, but she's like, "We have to go see it together." And then I started hearing all these great reviews about it. I was like, "Okay." I texted her. I said, "Well, let's go see this." Um, my boss on my last job. So we go and see the movie, and just like everyone was saying online, it's heartwarming. It's just a really nice story, and people were crying. Not me. I was not crying at Sheeps, but a lot of people were crying at Sheeps, and I felt it. I did. I felt it in my heart a little. And it's a good murder mystery, and it's a great movie to bring. It's a great original story. I mean, it's based off a book, but original in the sense of not an IP to bring your family to, and it's good for the parents and the kids. And yeah, I would have loved this movie if I was a kid, and I loved it as an adult. So it's good.
How good of a murder mystery? I'm genuinely wondering because I love murder mysteries, and if it's actually a really good one, I'm gonna go see.
As for the actual murder mystery, average. Like
Yeah.
the actual like what happens and stuff, it's like, yeah, it's good. They did a good job at doing the murder mystery, but it's the heart and the story around it that really like makes it go beyond that, in my opinion.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. And Hugh's in it, right?
Hugh is in it. Hugh is the victim,
Oh,
murder victim. That's in the trailer. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but it's in the trailer. It's like the plot. Yeah.
victim
He
from.
dies, and the sheep have to figure out who killed him. I swear.
I I definitely want to see this movie, and I probably will sometime soon, because I've heard nothing but great things. Like surprisingly, like I got a text in a group chat from a friend the other day that was like, "Go see this movie." I was crying my eyes out, and I was like, "Seriously?" So I definitely want to see it. Sometimes you just need like a fun movie to feel that way. Um,
Yep.
but also another reason I want to see is because it's the same. The screenwriter, is the same screenwriter that wrote Chernobyl and The Last of Us. So you got Chernobyl about the worst nuclear disaster in human history. The Last of Us, one of the darkest things I've ever watched, which is about the apocalypse, and then now you have the Sheep Detectives.
Yeah. And I also saw that. And then in the credits, I saw it's executive produced by Lord and Miller, which does make sense.
That does.
Yeah, on that sense. So, yeah, you'll
Yeah,
have to check it out. And you'll have to let me know what you think
I
when you
will.
see it. The other
I
movie that what, Aaron?
I was
No,
just
no, no.
saying that I have loved Craig Mazin's writing in the past. I wanted to drop his name.
Yeah, Craig
Um,
Mason's great. Yeah. Um, the other movie I saw, which you guys have to see, is Obsession. I mean, Aaron, I really want to hear your opinion. I know you haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure you've heard the stories about this. This guy, Curry Barker, right, makes this movie for under $1 million. That's nothing. And now it is just taking the world by storm. You would never know this movie was made for under $1 million. It is absolutely incredible. Um, the concept is cool. But the biggest like the thing that I said in one of my videos is it is a masterclass in filmmaking, which is crazy to say as someone who this is his first feature film, because every aspect is done so well. And every department that worked in this movie put so much thought, and you can see it, into making this movie good and like scarier than it would have been if it wasn't for their efforts. So like the way the characters are lit in and like the lighting makes the movie scarier. Like it's haunting, the lighting. Same with the sound. The sound makes the movie better and scarier. The music makes the movie better. It's not just there. You know what I mean? Like sometimes this stuff gets neglected in horror movies or any movie, but all these components, music, sound, production design, lighting, cinematography, dude, you're gonna love it. It's incredible. And the way they frame the characters so much that you know like something's gonna happen, but you're not sure how or why, and it builds intrigue the way they're framed. It's incredible. It's incredible, incredible, incredible. It's so inspiring to see someone who also is using this social media, using YouTube. He came from YouTube, and that's the new wave of filmmaking. We'll talk about that in a second. I first want to hear if you guys, what your anticipation levels are for this, being that you haven't seen it, and what you're seeing about it.
I've heard about it. I've seen commercials. I've seen the tweets of the girl staring into the camera saying, "I love you so much." But no, it looks like eerie. It looks intriguing for sure.
I need to see this because this is exactly the genre that I like, the psychological thriller slash horror. I just, I mean, I feel like I'm, a lot of things about our generation, I think, when it comes to film, I don't love, whether it be new techniques, new technology, or just a lot of what overall movies are doing. But the wave of the new horror genre that kind of started in the 2010s with like Robert Eggers and Jordan Peele and like The Witch and Get Out and The Lighthouse and movies like that, Midsummer. Like I think this is like the best genre for me. Like I just absolutely love it. I would love to work in that genre someday. I just like jumping out of my seat, but not out of jump scares, out of like the tension that's built is my favorite thing.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's because horror was always like a gimmick in a way, and now it's like fully in. It was always an art form, but it's fully like artistic now. It's elevated. You mentioned Eggers. Who else you mentioned?
Jordan Peele,
Peel, Ari Aster is another one, and
Zach
this
Krager.
I was gonna say the new wave of that. You got your Kreger, even Coogler with Sinners. I guess
Yeah.
that's an elevated horror.
Mhm.
We got Curry Barker, and then this is why I was saving what I was going to say before. Kane Parsons coming out back rooms next week. And both them came from the YouTube social media space, and I just think that's absolutely incredible, and it makes sense. Noah, I've talked to you about this before. A big reason I do this podcast and do my TikToks and all this stuff is, give advice to people, share my love for movies. But a big reason is I'm building a following. So maybe one day I can use that following to make a movie, right? And it makes sense. Singers, people like Benson Boone and, I mean, so many. I'm blanking on names right now. Come from social media. You know what I mean? All these popular singers of today are coming from social media. Actors are coming from social media. It's people want to follow people through that and into the workforce. So this next generation of filmmakers that's coming, they're all going to come from social media. I'm telling you.
Hmm.
Maybe a few here and there will come from, I maybe their dad works in the industry and they work their way up through normal routes. But I'm telling you, the young filmmakers that are going to come are all going to come out of social media.
Yeah,
Agreed.
it's a very good point. I think also Zach Krager also came from social media.
Zach
So
Kreger, also social media, sketch comedy, crazy. And it's interesting that correlation between comedy and horror, which,
that's my favorite. That's my favorite thing.
yeah,
Is just the tiptoeing the line between horror and comedy. It's
yep,
actually a good segue into what I've been watching this week. I've been watching Widow's Bay. It's a new show on Apple TV, and it's been an episode a week every Wednesday. 4 episodes so far. It's going to be a 10-episode season. I have no idea if they're making another season or not, or whatever it may be. I just discovered this like 3 days ago, and each of the last 2 nights I watched 2 episodes. This is one of the best things I've seen in years. In years, it is absolutely incredible. Everything you said about Obsession, I would put towards this, but you add in, it's like as funny as like a sitcom. It's like the exact. It's on Apple TV.
Oh, you said that. Okay, you did say it.
So it's about sorry. It's the way that I see it. I kind of say, like I said this to Noah on the phone last night. It's a combination of, to me, Jaws and The Shining in a way. It's about the mayor of a small island off the coast of Massachusetts who wants to like up his tourism, but the island is haunted. And he doesn't want to believe it, so because he wants the tourism there, kind of like how the mayor in Jaws was like, I don't believe, it doesn't matter about the shark, let's have the tourism here. But the locals are all kind of like, they all have their own stories and the folklore of the town, and it's a lot of that where it's like, in 1862 this ship went missing, so these ghosts haunt this specific area of the bay, stuff like that. And there's a lot of it, and the to me, have you seen the show Atlanta, Ryan?
I've seen like the first 2 seasons, I think. Yeah, I've seen bits.
So it's the same cinematographer as that show, and it's the co-creator of this show was the main director of Atlanta, like produced and directed Atlanta. So it's like the same kind of vibe with the lighting and the, like the weird comedy hybrid, but then they made it horror. And to me, it's every episode so far has done something new. It's had me jumping out of my seat. It's had me like jaw wide open. And the latest episode was by far the best. It was like, it's just amazing storytelling, and just the pacing is incredible. The cast is phenomenal. Matthew Rhys is the lead, and Stephen Root is also in it.
Clayface,
Yeah,
right? Isn't he about to be Clayface? Am I thinking of someone different?
I think
Wait,
you're thinking different.
who's the lead in it?
Matthew Rhys, Rhys, I think. He's from The
Oh,
Americans. He's married to
okay.
Carrie.
No, that's not who I'm thinking of. Who's playing Clayface? Tom Reese. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
makes sense.
Um,
Um,
that's
but
awesome.
yeah, yeah, I definitely suggest it.
I might have to watch it. I mean, I don't watch a ton of TV, but how many episodes of this are out?
4, and they're like 40 minutes
I
each.
can do that.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Especially like I've been trying to find something to watch. Like there's certain days at my job where like I do something that like I can very much watch something at the same time. So um, that's
Well,
great.
what I will say is there's even stuff that I missed. So I don't know if
Mm,
you should do work there. It's one of those things where like you have to catch everything.
okay.
Like, I looked up the last episode last night after watching it, and I saw that there was a quick shot for a second that I missed that made it like even scarier, and it was even
Wow.
tougher to go to sleep.
And I don't know if I've ever watched like a horror TV show, really.
Yeah, I haven't. This was a first for me, and I wanted to try it because again, the same people that worked on Atlanta, which is one of my favorite shows of all time, and I just I saw like a 30-second scene and I paused it on like Instagram or something, and I was like, I'm watching this show tonight.
Well, I'm gonna watch that. Let's transition from talking about this. No, do you have anything to say about that? Are you gonna watch the show?
I mean, I generally strongly dislike horror because of jump scares, but if it's I do really like psychological thrillers, and if it's really um as funny as a sitcom, I mean, I'm in. So
It's
that's
humor that it's like the way that you like to Get Out. It's a little bit like that.
I love Get Out. That's a great movie.
Well, let's transition from really good TV to, in my opinion, horrible TV. I think The Boys is so bad right now. Noah, I want to start with you because I think you're going to be the one who is going to disagree with this. Let's hear your thoughts on The Boys season 4, the past 2 episodes or so, or just overall right now going into the finale. We have the finale coming up this week.
So I'm going to be the one who's the least negative, but I wouldn't say I'm not strongly disagreeing with you. I'm partially disagreeing with you. Like I definitely don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's bad. Um, I think if I'm going to take a step back and look at the first 7 episodes of the season, and I think we might have touched upon this last time. I know I've talked with Aaron about this, but the pacing of the season, they screwed that up. Um, and I should have known. I really should have known. But after that first episode, when you have the Flight 37 video right away, literally the first thing that happens in the entire season, and then you have A Train's death at the very end of the season, and you have all the internment camp situation, you're seeing what's happening on the outside, like outside of Vault Tower, outside of the boys' world, all that kind of stuff. You have so much going on and so much peak. Like after the first episode was great. I think even the second episode was really good. And then after that, they just choose to do a lot of episodes of like a character study and drawing out. I like the decision for it to be a race for V1. Totally good with that. No issues at all. But it was drawn out so much, and like you have all these slow character studies, and I think the character stuff on its own is good, but it's taking away from like the final. It's kind of similar to the complaints that a lot of people have about season 5 of Stranger Things, where like they wanted that battle the entire season, like every episode, epicness happening. You don't really have that in this last season, and you have really good individual scenes. Like I think, spoiler alert, I think the Frenchie death on its own is really good. I think the A Train death obviously is great. I think you have a lot of really good written scenes in like each episode, but the writing overall has been a bit off, and the pacing has been a bit off. Where you have like the dog and the cat chasing each other around for like 3 minutes in the penultimate episode of the entire show. We don't need that. Like we don't need that for more than 30 seconds just to throw something in weird because it's the boys. So I do think there are a lot of good moments. I understand where they're trying to go for the most part, but like we could have seen, so you set up early on in the season, there were people in internment camps. Flight 37 video released, and then immediately they go, okay, we're not going to show anything with the internment camps anymore for the rest of the season. The video that Flight 37 is AI. We're just not going to show anybody potentially disagreeing with Homelander saying that, and Sage saying that. And we're just like forgetting about the world's perception of the superheroes and how they're viewed, and that's kind of what made the show great in a way to begin with. So I just think that from that perspective, I agree. It's setting up for a finale where I don't think it has to do as much as the Stranger Things finale had to do to like wrap up everything. I think there's a good amount of stuff, but 65 minutes, I think they'll be able to do it. I hope they'll be able to do it. They're going to need some sort of epic fight. Ryan's going to need to be involved. Does Soldier Boy show up? Apparently not. That's a whole mess. Like there are some things where I'm not sure if they're going to be able to stick the landing. So I know I just said a lot of stuff there. Those are my overarching thoughts. I don't dislike it as much as I believe you guys do, but I understand why there's the dislike.
All right, dude. Here's I loved this show for so many years, and I agree. The first 2 episodes were good, really good. I had a great time. I was so excited. I don't know what's happened. I really don't. I think they've made the worst decisions ever the second half of the show. Yes, there are small good character moments. Like I think we might have talked about this. I liked the moment in a few episodes ago with and Giancarlo's character. Great moment. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. First of all, this whole Soldier Boy stuff, who is a great character, they're just setting up his show for half of this season, the final season. I was annoyed with the one episode in the final season setting up his show. It's continued, and it's continued. And the motivations of the characters are not even they flip and flop, and they are not consistent, and characters are together, and then they're not together, and then they're together, and it's repetitive, and it's the same conversations over and over. I don't need another Huey and Butcher talking about Butcher's past trauma. Like, we know all this. Like, this is done. I don't care anymore. Like, this is go time. Like, and Frenchie Death, he's the best character in the show, in my opinion. The best of the boys, at least. Like, why is he the one that you're going to kill? Him and Kimiko, like, don't even get me. And then you have someone like Annie, Starlight, is intolerable. Like absolutely intolerable. She's technically your like core lead into the show from the beginning. She's the one who's the victim from the beginning. I mean, yeah, Huey's a victim too. They're all victims, but like she is your into the seven and why, and they completely ruin her character. I mean, I can't stand a second that she's on the screen. There's so many things, and I don't really want to like just go through each of the little points, but this is the worst season of The Voice, in my opinion. Um, don't even really care about what I'm watching half the time. There's been nothing that creative like they used to. They used to push the boundaries, right? Like think about the hero gasm, right? Or the scene where he explodes in the guys, all that stuff. Now we're watching a cat and dog chase each other in circles. Like I'm watching this and I'm just like, if it wasn't the final season, I would be turning it off right now and just be like, yeah, I'm good. I don't need to keep watching The Boys.
The only, and Aaron, obviously, we'll get to your thoughts in a bit, but the only thing I strongly disagree with is the Huey Butcher thing. We have not gotten nearly enough Huey Butcher stuff, in my opinion. In my like you say, Starlight was the force into the seven at the beginning. Huey and Butcher, they're back and forth, their duo, their companionship and everything, and also like the tension, all that kind of stuff. That was a huge thing in season one. That was a huge thing in the first few seasons, and I think we got away from that a little bit last season, and it's carried into this season a little bit. Where like the only interactions we've had for the first half of the whole season was just we got to use the virus. No, we got to protect Kimiko and Starlight. We got to use the virus. No, we got to protect Kimiko and Starlight. So that plays into what you're saying in terms of conversations over and over. Agreed there. But it was, for me, it was really refreshing to see they're locked in a room. They're just having a conversation about Butcher's past. We get to see, I'm forgetting his name, but,
Dean Morgan.
Thank you. Yeah.
For Dean Morgan.
Yeah, we get to see him again, which is great. Loved his character last season. So, and it was a real that talk about clever and creative. That I think is actually really creative to use a shapeshifter to turn and who could read minds to turn into the character we saw last. Like I actually liked that decision a lot, and I liked that scene. So the only thing I'm going to disagree with, like I liked that, I valued that, I treasured that Huey Butcher moment, and that entire scene, and there were a couple scenes that they had that's just the two of them last episode. So for me, that worked.
Aaron?
So I agree with most of the points that were made. I don't want to sound very repetitive. But to me, the biggest thing is this is nothing at all as the show that it was supposed to be. The show started off where the main villain was not Homelander, it was Vought. And Homelander was just a product of Vought. And Vought represented whether Hollywood, Disney, whatever, the government, whatever you want to say, it represented big corporations, and it was all about corruption and everything like that. We saw how, oh my gosh, what was her name? Stillwell, right?
Yeah.
We saw her doing her job. We saw how she would work with politicians and manipulate them and trying to get Soups into the army, and then that you have all this current events kind of accumulating and everything like that. And then on top of that, you have Soups in their place within Vought, and then you have just the boys, and it's about how Vought manipulates everybody except for this small group of the boys. Now Vought is gone, and it's not even the boys anymore. It's just Soups versus Soups because Butcher has powers now, and I mean obviously they got Starlight on their side, but like I feel like at this point they've gone away from we're just a bunch of people trying to get revenge to we're trying to take them down with powers as well, and it's just a lot less compelling than the espionage stuff they had to do in the beginning and how they were such underdogs. And I understand it may have to go that way sometimes, but I think the way that they did it, everything's less compelling. Like you said, all the character dynamics, everything was like I said, it felt like a thriller, and it felt like every time Homelander came on screen, like you were so scared because it's like he can do anything, but Vought still has that power. And now it's just every scene. I still love every scene with him. I will say Anthony Starr is just an all-time great. But like, they turn him into just an analogy for somebody in our real world for the last couple seasons, and like it's not quite as scary or compelling. And frankly, I don't see many reasons why he hasn't just done whatever he wanted for a while. The way that they've written his character now, and then like Noah said, you stopped seeing how the people react to everything. He killed the president in the last episode. There's no Secret Service, there's no Congress, there's no nothing. When back in like season one, when Translucent died, they go and talk to the government or whatever it was. I forgot what her name was, but that agent, and she'd be like, "Where's Translucent?" And Butcher would have to lie. Like they had to go through all the steps, and now it's just like Homelander versus boys, but not even because Soldier Boy.
It was a much smarter show. It's the bottom line. The show was so much smarter. It really was. And even in its commentary, right? Like, if they do want to make a commentary of some person or whatever it is, like, that The Boys has always kind of done that to a degree, and I'm okay with that. But it's just a parody now, I feel like. It's not even like a commentary, it's a parody. And that's not why we watch The Boys. You know? We watch it to be this meta commentary of our world, and I don't know. It's really lost all of that for me. And you're right, the logic's not there. Like, you're right. Like, people I don't think would react the way that every character is reacting to all the stuff. You mentioned the Secret Service, but even I don't know. It's just like own character motivations contradict sometimes. So
I do want to make just quickly two more points. I know I've been rambling a lot.
no, you're good.
One, the show was supposed to be about Ryan. It was supposed to be how he had to see what Butcher was like, he had to see what Homelander was like, and he had to kind of be in the middle to kind of calm Butcher down and obviously be the one to end Homelander. Now there's Marie and there's Soldier Boy, and now Kamiko has Soldier Boy's powers, which I don't like how they did that at all either. And there's just like so many moving pieces that Ryan hasn't even been in the show barely for the last couple seasons. When season one ended with we discovered who he was. Season two ended with him choosing Butcher. It was supposed to always be about he was the catalyst. He was the biggest wild card, and now he's barely a side character.
And yeah, I totally agree. What was your second point? And then I have something.
My second point was that with the Soldier Boy thing, this is something that I saw somebody say online last night, and it was totally right. They've been acting like his love interest has been Stormfront in season 5. His love interest in season 3 was Crimson Countess, or whatever her name was, completely. He mentioned that he slept with Stormfront once and didn't care about her at all, and then he had this whole arc with getting over this woman. He went to visit her, the whole thing with his old team, and now that's just nothing apparently.
Yeah, he went to visit her. I remember.
When did he say that he slept with Liberty once in season 3?
In season 3, like somebody mentioned her, and he was like, "Oh yeah, like I went with her once. Like she was
lying."
But his love interest was Crimson Countess.
Okay. Pushing back on this completely, because this dude brings up girls every line of his in the whole show is about nailing some chick back in 48 or back in the 50s or whatever, back in the 30s, whatever the hell it is. So he clearly got around. He could have had more than one love interest. He could have had 5 for all we know. I totally push back.
That's not the right way to write. That's not the way to write his character, in my opinion, because you had it be he was always with her when they were on the 7 together, and then she's the one that sold him out to the Russians, and so that's like what broke his heart, and he ended up killing her. And then the whole thing with Stormfront is that she was in love with Vought. Wasn't she Vaught's wife? So now out of nowhere, after seeing each characters in their each seasons mention their own love interest and deal with that, out of nowhere they're now thrown together in the final season.
Now? I'll tell you why. You want to know why?
It's for the
new show.
Ryan, say that again.
They want Soldier Boy and Stormfront they want Stormfront in the Soldier Boy show. That's it. It's dumb. It's dumb. They're becoming the parody that they used to make fun of Marvel of and all this stuff. That's them. It's crazy. It's crazy. And the other thing is, I don't like let's kill all the soups. We've clearly seen there's good soups in the world. like they're just as bad. Like and that's the thing. It's like Aaron was saying before, it used to be against Vought, not against every soup on the planet. Literally, you're two of them on your team. So these guys that are trying to be these heroes just want to release a virus, kill every soup. Like, I don't know. I don't want to spend too much longer on this because we have a few other topics. But you had one more thing to say, Noah?
Yeah, so yes, adding on to your point, because I 100% agree. The episode with Golden Geisha, the old lady, when Kimiko was talking with her and everything, and it was like the old person nursing home for soups or something, right? Is that what it was? So that was, and I actually liked that episode, but that was a perfect example right there. What they should have done for sure is show all the soups like helping out or being great people or like in need or sick or some sort of way. They could have done so many different things to have the characters or Butcher or whatever empathize with that large group of people, showing don't spread don't release the virus because then you're going to kill all these very very innocent and kind-hearted people. That I think was definitely a writing mishap that they should have done. That's something I thought of when watching that episode.
There's a lot of writing mishaps, but yes, I agree. Anyway, we'll discuss next week.
Yep.
Let's talk about this. There's something else coming out this week. Mandalorian and Grogu. My expectations have maybe raised slightly at the moment because I'm seeing Star Wars on the big screen. But besides that, it's still kind of the same, guys. And Aaron, if you don't know, it's just like, I don't know how you feel, but it's like, yeah, it's happening. Like, it seems like pretty similar to what we've gotten on the TV show. And, I don't know. I don't really care that much. I'm excited to see Star Wars though.
Yeah, I mean, Star Wars in the theaters is always fun, but everything that I've seen from it just looks soulless. Even like there's no color involved, in the cinematography is boring and basic, and it's just the greatest thing, both visually and just emotionally, in my opinion, is what it seems like. I just still don't know the plot, or if there is a plot. They brought back Jabba's son, seems like just for like, I don't know, fan service, whatever it may be. And like, yeah, I love Grogu and I love the Mandalorian. But like, if you just compare even just how it looks, this, which obviously had a much bigger budget, to season 1 or season 2, just stark differences. Like this, just it genuinely looks like a commercial, in my opinion, from the 3 clips that I've seen or whatever it may be. And I did not like season 3 at all after a really good first 2 seasons. And so I already wasn't excited. Now it just seems like it's not on a good track, in my opinion.
Noah's about to talk about the escape pod. Go, Noah.
I wasn't going to, but I know they liked it or Alex said they didn't like it.
I don't think so. I didn't watch it.
I know
Alex,
as Aaron knows him, as most of the internet knows him as Hat Guy. Hat
I
Guy.
didn't know that he had a name. Okay.
Yeah, his name's Alex. I'm forgetting his last name. I know it's Andrew Parker and Alex something. Whatever. Anyway, Alex said something about like it really is appealing to girls, like to women. Like he said, like he thinks that women will love this movie, and like every woman who has seen it has texted him that like they're obsessed with it. I don't know what that means. Like I don't know how to take that.
I know what it means.
But they're all guy characters.
I think what he means is it's probably just like there's probably a lot of Grogu doing cute stuff.
Okay, fair.
And other creatures doing cute stuff.
Babu Frick.
Pedro Pascal being charming. And I bet it's not anything. I don't know. I don't want to like. I bet it's not anything too Star Wars, and big epic space opera, sci-fi quest type thing. I bet it's like, they go on a little adventure.
Yeah. Escape pod aside, I saw literally the one clip of him saying that. I didn't listen to the review. Obviously, I'm anything for the most part that I care about going in. I don't listen to any spoiler free reviews. So I still feel the same way. I still feel the same way. I'm not watching any of the clips that keep coming out. I'm done with like all the trailers. I still think it's gonna be a 6 out of 10. Like my mind hasn't changed on that. I think it'll be like a fine movie. I don't think it's gonna be bad. I think that would be crazy if like Favreau's behind this. I don't think it's gonna be a bad project. I just think that like yeah, it's just gonna be one of the same. It's gonna be a Mandalorian episode, right? Like they're gonna go on an adventure, something with the Hutts, something. I we don't like Aaron said, we don't know the plot of the movie, and I don't know, man. Like it's I'm gonna see it, obviously. Star
Unless
Wars.
this is some sort of like secret, like Mando, Ahsoka. It's not, I don't think. Mando, Ahsoka, Bo-Katan,
No, I don't think.
Boba crossover event, which is what it should have been if they were going to finally move it to the theaters. This is just,
I mean,
anyway.
Disney would never not market it that way if that's what it was. Like, it's
You're
right
right.
now, it's not on pace to make a lot of money. So
No, you're right.
Make a lot of money. What do you mean? It opens next weekend.
I said it's
On
not
pace,
like it's not projected to make a
yes.
billion. Like it's not.
Oh, I mean, it is a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, but no, it's.
Like,
I'm telling you, like, not there's not much excitement for it, and yeah, I don't think it's going to make as much as even like the Rise of Skywalker made, which made a lot of money.
oh no, it's not gonna.
No, Rise of Skywalker made it. Hold
No,
on.
no, I'm not.
Rise of Skywalker money.
No, that was the last Star Wars movie.
Yeah, well,
I'll
yeah,
say,
what
I
I'm
don't know.
saying.
Here's a better comparison, Aaron. I don't know if it's going to make Solo money.
that's crazy.
Oh,
That's
you know
crazy.
what? You know what? Not that crazy. Not that crazy.
Solo lost money.
I I don't know if
Yeah,
it's going to make Solo money even.
I haven't heard. I genuinely, you two are the first people that have heard mention this movie to me. Like
Aaron,
Yeah.
here. It's a
I was at school for a whole semester, and the only time, and like any of us, a bunch of film majors, mind you, and huge Star Wars fans, mention this movie is when we would see a commercial or trailer on the TV and be like, "Oh, I forgot about that," and then we just scroll immediately.
And again, I do think a good percentage of those people are going to be like, oh, but it's Star Wars. I'll go to the theaters and check it out. But they're not going to be rushing. And all the regular people, look, maybe the regular people just really love Grogu and they all fly. We'll see. We'll see. But it's pretty unpredictable. I could see it making decent money because it has Grogu, or I could see it making absolutely nothing. Like, there was a cool photo of Favreau in front of a bunch of like creatures and stuff, which is cool that they did all that practically. That's pretty nice. I always love that, but I wish it was just used in a different movie. But anyway,
Well,
good. I just hope it's good, man. Uh,
I mean,
well, here,
I'm excited. I'm excited to see Embo. That is one thing I'm excited to see.
mm,
Although I was excited to see Cad Bane, and they killed him off in the stupidest way possible. So I don't know how they're going to treat Embo. But yeah, and I hope Pedro had fun on his one day on set.
there's one day that they keep showing footage from. I
Yeah.
mean, like that. Anyway, I am not excited for that, but what I am excited for is something in 2027, and it's filming right now, and it's called The Batman Part Two. And I don't know if you've seen, but Matt Reeves on X or Threads, or I don't remember which one, probably X. He's posting some clips. So we got a clip of Sebastian Stan as Harvey Dent. We got Scarlett Johansson as, I forget her name, but his wife, Dent, Mrs. Dent, Madame Dent. We got Charles Dance, who I don't know if we know who's. Oh, I think he's like Harvey Dent's dad. And we got who else do we got to look at? We got some. Is there someone else we got to look at? Oh, Brian Tyree Henry as a mystery character, which says man dot dot dot. Then there's bats. So is he Man Bat? That's a popular theory. Don't think so. I don't think Matt Reeves is going to do that. But unless he does some sort of weird twisted version of that. Um, but I mean, I'll start off with Brian Tyree Henry. He elevates every project he's in. He's great.
1000%. He's one of my favorite actors working today. Like I mentioned, Atlanta, one of my favorite shows of all time. And then, I mean, I don't know if you've seen Bullet Train, but Lemon and Tangerine, top 3 duo in movie history.
Wow. I like that take, but I don't know if I agree, but I like that take.
Okay, I was just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
But I want. How about I want a prequel of them?
Well,
appreciate
Aaron, when we say things in here, we mean it. It has to be a solid.
It's
top
true.
three, top three,
In stone.
top three movie duo of all time and an 8-3.
What?
Top three movie duo of all time and an 8-3.
Yeah. They're not, what are they?
Jules and Vince from Pulp and then them, which is just a ripoff of Jules and Vince from Pulp.
What's my top movie duo of all time? Um, you have to get back to me.
The
Like Ray,
Mandalorian and Grogu.
Ray and Kylo.
Yeah.
Well, I'll get back to you on that one. But we were saying about Brian Tyree Henry. We're
I was just saying he's amazing. Like,
so good.
so good.
Noah, any thoughts on that?
First of all, John McClane and the cop are definitely, speaking of Die Hard earlier, those that has to be in the conversation for one of the top duos of all time.
You don't even
Um,
know the cop's name.
yeah, I shot a kid. He said that. Okay, so um,
Al Powell.
Al Powell, is that the actor or is it the character?
I don't know. Just looked it up.
Like Al Powell sounds way more like the actor.
LAPD Sergeant Al Powell played by
He would call him out. I remember that he would
Oh,
call him out.
Al, yeah, yeah. And then he called him Roy because he was like, "Call me Roy." Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I shot a kid. Okay. Anyway,
Um, I think it's going to be great, this movie. I'm so excited. And the biggest thing I want to talk about, even more than these actors, because we kind of knew most of them, is like all these people are amazing actors. I love Stan. I mean, come on. Love ScarJo, who is about to have a stacked bit coming up because she's doing The Exorcism, Batman, maybe Doomsday Secret Wars. I don't know. Probably not. And then she's doing the new Ari Aster film. But so Stan, Tyree, Brian Tyree, Charles Dance, whom you know I talked about before, just also elevates every project, incredible in Game of Thrones. But what I'm excited most about that's come out is Batman in the Snow, like a bloody Robert Pattinson Batman in the snow with Matt Reeves. I mean, even in his Planet of the Apes film, one of them takes place in the snow, and his cinematography and everything about it, like I'm Batman in the Snow. Those three words sold me on the movie.
Yeah, well, 4. But
Batman Snow.
it's just, it's like every. Okay, first off, favorite character of all time, Batman. So I'm very excited.
showing off more of the background, I see.
What?
Showing off more of the background, I see.
Well, that's more the foreground. But
Yeah.
So first off, I'm more excited than as excited as anybody, I should say. And I think the first one is a masterpiece. It has its flaws, not perfect, but I think it's such a great story of a young Bruce in like a dark, brooding tone. It was just, it was amazing. And seeing this Batman specifically in the snow with like bloody, it's everything that I've dreamed of for the last decade plus, like of my Batman obsession. It's like if I was able to, if they just came up to me and said, $200 million plus budget, it's yours, you're the auteur, make Batman, I would then give everything to Matt Reeves and say, here you go, because he's doing exactly what my vision is.
Like,
As long as the third movie is the Court of Owls, he's doing exactly what my vision is.
hey, Aaron, now what do you think about the fact that you might have, bloody Batman in the snow, and then like maybe the scene before, the scene after, you get Bruce Wayne all bundled up in fancy clothing, going to like some Christmas gala type event, and because I mean it makes sense, you know what I mean, and like the scarf and everything, and it's Pattinson, because I mean that was one of the criticisms I know from the first part is like he's not one of the best things about Batman is the dichotomy. You have the playboy philanthropist, and then you have Batman, and they're so different from each other, and they were kind of the same in the first one, which I think is intentional because it's his early on story. He hasn't figured out that part, and I hope that's a huge part of this movie. And that brings me to something else that I was going to say was like, a lot of people complain like, oh, there's 7 years between each movie. Pattinson's going to get older. Like, honestly, look, I would have loved to have this movie 3 years ago. I would have loved to be able to turn it on my TV right now. But like, is it that bad if we're getting a Batman at three totally different stages in life over the course of a trilogy or more, and you get to see Pattinson be Batman? Like, this is why I'm slightly glad that they're not going to tie it into the DCU because there's no restrictions. So like, you can see Batman at this point in his life, then this point, and then later, and it could just be this. That's exciting too.
Tell me if I'm wrong. The Batmobile chase, which by the way, best Batmobile scene in any live action Batman movie, like for sure. Uh, that was in the rain, wasn't it?
Rain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty cool that we're getting the snow. Like I didn't really register that until you were saying it. And that is one of the coolest shots of the century. Not a century, of the decade.
The upside down one when he's
The down
walking.
shot when he's walking toward, like, that's probably one of my definitely one of my favorite shots of the whole decade in any movie. So just the fact that Reeves already cooked with that scene alone happening in the rain, you could do wonders with this Batman in the snow. Like that's sick. That's so cool.
It's also Batman. Like he wears all black and he's gonna be in the snow. Like it's bloody. It's gonna be amazing. It's just I'm so excited and just talking about it now. Really, I feel like I'm on like a sugar high.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be you and me on Batman 3 working, Aaron.
Yeah, I would love to. That'd be amazing. That'd be
That'll be
incredible.
incredible.
Yeah.
I wish. We'll
We're-
see.
Go back and clip this when it happens.
Yeah. Manifest. It's all about manifesting, Aaron. Anyway, Noah, I know we mentioned we were maybe gonna do a thing where Aaron asked me some questions, but this has run pretty long. I think we should maybe do that another time.
Yeah, I'm with you. I gotta get to Kansas City ASAP.
So this has been real, guys. This has been real. I'm so glad Aaron could join us. Hopefully he'll do it again another time soon. If Noah allows him. And
We said last week.
make sure you guys follow us on all the things: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Um, yeah, that's that. This has been episode 25, which is just crazy. We've been doing 25 weeks of this, and there's been breaks. We've
I was gonna say maybe it's been more like 27, 28 weeks.
probably it's probably been like 30 because I think there's been a few we've skipped, but that's okay. And yeah, so this has been episode 25 of the podcast where we talk all things film and television in real time.